Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sonic's homeless, so he can go wherever
Is that
he
what
wants.
happens at the end of Forces?
No. What Sonic says, alright guys, we got a lot of cleaning up to do. Ooh. Especially with all the mess that Eggman does. Abandons everybody after the credits.
Oh, he really is Goku.
Kind of like how he did in Forces, where he's just like, yeah, a lot of cleanup to do, but I'm just gonna go where the wind takes me. So fuck all you guys, bye.
Okay.
I mean, that's been Sonic's MO since day one.
Okay.
Though.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I'm not saying it's new. I'm just saying it's
I'm
ironic.
gonna say a controversial opinion. The Sonic like the win thing is kind of lame.
Wait,
Oh, it is stupid. Yes, it is. It's
Sonic.
It's a
Sonic,
cliche,
he's just like
and
the wind.
he goes wherever the wind takes him, and
It's like,
carefree
no.
attitude, and blah blah blah.
Wow,
it's
so
like
deep.
it's like,
Oh,
it's,
no,
it's really
but
not that deep for Sonic. It's not like
I'm just saying Sonic's like Goku in the sense that he does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I do. But it's like, wow, he's like this cool. I was like, no.
No,
yeah.
Sonic's
But
an
yeah,
asshole.
that
He
was-
just does what he
Yeah.
wants.
He's actually
That's one of the
good.
reasons why. A matter of fact, now they're talking about this. I actually brought this up with a friend a long time ago, and I asked him what's his opinion on the comics, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like it." It's like, why? Oh, because I don't like how Sonic's portrayed. I like her. He's just like the, run by the wind kind of attitude, like in SA1 and all that shit. It's just like so. Okay, I mean it's kind of
I'm
bland.
14. It
and
was
boring.
deep.
Right. It's like you don't
Look, you
like
don't-
him to grow as a character and like
You don't
Oh,
understand.
yeah,
we were all in
I'm-
middle school.
All right.
I'm fine with a character being static, but I want him to have more emotions than ha 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 run. Especially, it's frustrating to talk about it because,
Or like how Sonic was quote unquote tortured for several months, and he just seemed like
that was
he
a
was fun and
mistranslation.
dandy.
He was just captured for 6 months.
Well, he seems to pretty still happy-go-lucky about it. Shit.
Yeah, that's still
At least
kind of
he's-
bad.
Yeah, because remember when Sonic got
SA.
captured in SA2, that motherfucker was pissed,
Yeah.
and that was like what, a day or less.
Anyway,
You can't sit there and justify the writing.
Overall thoughts on the game.
Wait,
Since you recorded it.
To Sonic's credit, in SA2, he was shoved in a very small locker with a bunch of schizo writing on the wall. I would start getting a little agity too.
Sonic
He was
was
trapped
trapped
up in a small
on the
jail
death
room.
egg in space in
Yeah.
a cell.
Nah, Eggman gave him HD TV. He was fine.
No, you didn't. There was no TV.
There was no fucking TV.
The Egg Channel.
And it's just Eggman shirtless twerking,
Oh my god.
like that one Sonic Paradox animation.
Oh
Zach
god.
goes to see him like, oh god, he killed himself.
So anyway, thoughts on the game, Isa?
Well, I like the first half more than the second half. Like, the back half is Amy, Big Gamma. I don't look forward to any of them just because the levels are just not fun to me anymore. Even Gamma's is just like, it's kind of tired to me, which I'm not a fan of shooting in general, so that might have to do with it.
Yeah, because I like Gamma. His play.
Yeah, no,
playthrough
it's
is
like
kinda
the
cool.
stories are good, but when I know them after playing like 10 times, I don't play for that anymore. I'm just playing for the levels, and for that, I'd rather only play the first half.
Alright.
This
Is
this
that
game
it?
really needs a remake.
Go, Marcos, you're next.
Oh, I love Sonic Adventure. I think it's better than SA2. It's not perfect by any means. Yeah, Big the Cat is like the worst fucking character to play as, next to Amy. That's pretty much it. Everyone else I don't mind playing. I like Gamma. Tails is alright, straight to the point. Knuckles is cool. I also like the last story. It's a shame that Super Sonic was not playable in the normal levels, but hey, that's what the mods are for. So, yeah. But no, I like the story. Graphically, it's aged and all that shit, but yeah, this game definitely needs a remake for sure. I love SA1.
What? Hold on.
Music is
what
excellent,
you're talking about a Supersonic mod. Did you know that if you play as Supersonic in any of the levels in Sonic Adventure 2, the screen actually starts turning red as it approaches 5 minutes in the level because that's how it's programmed in the final boss?
That's fucking great.
I've never actually done or seen that mod where someone turns super in SA2. Just only SA1. Well,
Someone modded Mario and Wario into the game. That's too.
So,
Anyway,
Terry
continue
or
who's left.
Deji?
Deji, Terrence.
You got next.
Take it
chance.
away.
I mean, I grew up with playing both SA1 and SA2. You know, I love the games. I would say, honestly, I would say SA1 more than SA2. SA1 needs, I think, a remake. I think it needs that Crash Spyro touch to it, just because it's been so long, and like Deji said in the last parts, it's kind of hard to go back to one singular point in the game. Like, you kind of have to replay it as a whole, because that's kind of how the game was intended. As
One
opposed
point.
to,
That's like 50% of the game for me.
as opposed to like Adventure 2, where I can just go back and play Sonic or Shadows levels and I'm perfectly fine. But like SA1, it's kind of it's the whole package. That's why I kind of prefer SA2 more, just because it's a little bit easier to just go in and go out. But I mean, it's to this day, SA1 is still considered one of Sonic's best games in his franchise. You know, whether you agree or disagree, it's rated that high, and it you know, for what it did when it came out, it was good. And then it kind of just went down from there.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, that's pretty much what I have to say. What about you, Dej?
This is probably top 5 favorite Sonic games. I really feel as if it was a great transition to 3D for Sonic. Sonic specifically. Like, his control was so good, they nailed it, and I wish they can do it again. The level design is great. The hub world, I prefer stage to stage, but for what this was, the first attempt, it's fine. If they were to refine it in another game, you wouldn't hear any complaints from me. Tails is fine. I want to play something like this in 3D again. The Knuckles treasure hunting sections are good. I can't complain. I really like Gamma, even because I feel and I can see the potential in that when they made Tails and Eggman. Amy is okay, but it could have been better. Big sucks. No ifs, buts, or ands about it.
I don't think that's a place I'll ever come back.
The story, when you try to add everything together, is kind of a mess. But I do like the each individual character stories. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all basically have a reason to be there, except Big.
Big is basically the filler character that plays a role. Oh.
I brought it up. They said the Chaos is always meant to have a tail, but when you seek perfect chaos and it's gone.
Oops.
It was never meant to be.
Also,
Honestly,
I gotta admit that this last screenshot or this last picture that's in the video, or at the ending credits, it's really nice and wholesome.
Yeah.
It's the perfect ending for this.
Yeah.
I swear, I keep flip-flopping between 1 and 2 for which one I prefer, and honestly, right now I'm feeling 2, just because I feel like I'm more likely to just play through a whole file of Sonic Adventure 2 than 1 at this rate.
Well, let's be real. The only thing that SA2 does miles better, than SA1 is the Chow Garden. A lot of replay value
plot.
on that. And also,
Yeah,
multiplayer. Which is, till this day, it's kind of sad that SA2 has the best Sonic multiplayer or best multiplayer
I'm
in
actually,
any Sonic. That's fucking sad and pathetic.
I'm going to agree with Deji on that one. I actually think it's not saying much, but I think the plot of SA2 is at least better described than SA1.
Okay, look, we know that Sonic plots are inherently flawed, but there's a sense of sincerity and engagement that makes you invested in the characters and world, and that's why people talk about the story in Sonic so much, because they actually put effort. It's not the best in a video game, but it has a lot of cool moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Please remake this game. Please, or make another game in this style.
My only thing that the one thing I will never understand is because this was done perfectly through Crash, as the Insane Trilogy was redone by Vicarious Visions and Activision, and they remade the games, but at the same time, while remaking them, they created like a physics engine, a new one. They were able to understand what made the old versions fun, and then they brought that into Crash 4. Granted, Crash 4 does have a sense of bullshit, but at the end of the day, it's still a fantastic platformer. And it, you know, it does feel like Crash 2 or 3. So, and, you know, I just don't know why it's so difficult. The one thing I never understand is why Sega continuously feels like it needs to reinvent the wheel with Sonic, where Mario has not done that for at least 20 years, and he's been doing just fine.
3D World, 3D Land.
Yes and no, but I mean, I like those games.
At its core, it's the same shit. 3D platformer power-ups, you know, beat up Bowser, you know.
But the one thing I don't understand is I don't know what would be so hard to just, you know, I'm not a video game programmer, so I know nothing about this, but just thinking, you know, try to make SA1 from the ground up and remake it, and improve upon what you could, you know. Either get rid of a few levels or make characters like Big optional.
Okay. I just want to specify this because when I say remade, I actually do mean take some creative elements and fix what happens. Because I played the Wonder Boy remake. It's a 1-to-1 remake, and it really shows. It still has some problems with the Mega Drive and Master System game. And
yeah, not all 1-to-1 remakes are good.
And from the previews I've seen of the Alex Kidd remake, which visually looks good, it's still the same game because you can switch between the older graphics. So it's like, oh no.
Yeah, and it's like,
so I mean, if you're remaking it, take some creative liberties, please.
I've been bringing it up a lot, but like the Resident Evil 2 remake, it's not 1-to-1 Resident Evil 2 from the PS1. It is heavily, obviously, with a jump in graphics, but it's different, but it's the same game at the same time, which you can probably easily do. You could probably have a little bit more wiggle room with Sonic Adventure, considering it's it's not that intricate. But I don't see what they could do. Just try to recreate that game from the ground up. Then once they're able to make an SA1 remake, they now have a gameplay engine and models to use for future preferences, because whether you like SA1 or SA2 more, the bottom line is people still like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. You know, people still agree that the Sonic stages, the Sonic levels in those games are some of the best 3D Sonic platforming that, you know, generations are unleashed aside.
Oh yeah.
So I just don't understand why they don't think, oh, maybe if we remade this game and now we have an engine model, physics, and blah blah blah, now we can just keep doing that. I feel like that's just money that they're just money and reception and good reception, publicity that they're just not doing. And I don't know what Sega's deal is with Sonic, because if you don't care about him, then just give him to Americans, because obviously,
or don't do anything about him at all.
Or better yet, give it to people who want to work on Sonic. Because somebody said on Twitter, it does seem for the most part everybody wants to work on Sonic except Sonic Team. The Yakuza, one of the guys behind Yakuza wants to make a Sonic game.
Yeah, so
I want to see what they can do.
I don't know what it is. I don't know who calls the shots or who, but I feel like someone at Sega or running it just has some sort of fucking vendetta and just refuses to either make Sonic good or progress. I don't know. And whoever that person is should either kindly step down or should be fired and or shot.
Or just keep their hands off Sonic and focus on other franchises instead.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said, I brought this up either in an earlier part or in a different playthrough, where people were complaining about how there's no Breath of the Wild 2 footage, and then there was one shitpost image that says, people complaining if Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be out. Meanwhile, Sonic fans worrying if the next game is even going to be fucking good.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that this franchise is still alive for 30 years, and we have to hope, oh, I hope this game is good this time. That's sad.
I still have faith in the next game. I don't know. Maybe it's because the timing of everything. Yes, call me naive, stupid, gullible, Marcos. Go ahead.
I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that I'm not gonna keep my expectations high when it comes to Monster.
I mean, my expectations aren't super high, but I'm like, maybe it'll just be a passable 6 out of 10.
I'm sorry. I even if that's the case, that's not good enough.
Yeah,
that is not good enough.
Obviously.
I mean, there's only. I'm sorry. Well, I was just gonna say there's only literally at the end of the day, there's only so much more mediocrity that they can push out until people just start getting smart to it. You know, or Sega just says, "Fuck it, Sonic can't do video games anymore." They just fully make him into movies, TV show, and comics. That's it.
I mean, that's their goal. They want to make Sonic a global entertainment icon.
But he already kind of is.
Yeah, but
that's the thing that pisses me off. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. People love those characters and the world. It's like the movie, regardless of its quality, people liked it. The TV shows, people like them. The IDW comics, people talk nonstop about them. So it's just like, you got everything else right. Just make the games good.
This was what makes me truly think that it literally just is a cultural barrier that's just blocking it. Because...
You know what? I can't even say it's a culture barrier because even Japanese fans apparently liked when Sonic is more shonen than the whole wacky cartoon stuff.
Well, yeah, because it appeals to a Japanese public.
Yeah, and it also
American.
appeals to a lot of people here as well.
Yep.
But, I mean, whether or not we get more information... I mean, I'm assuming before this year's end, we're going to get more information about this game.
Yeah, at beginning of next year.
So you think for the rest of the year, we're not going to hear anything about this game?
If something does happen by the time this is uploaded, I will put a post.
I'm just thinking back to like a topic on the Sonic Adventure remake because I know this game like suffered heavily from like loss in translation and all that, and I know something can be said about, oh, it's nice to have some like details not there, so that you can fill in the blanks in your mind and theorize and all that, and that's fine and dandy. But for this story, and especially when they try to keep expanding on it later, I wouldn't mind if a remake just fills in the blanks in and of themselves. That's where I stand, because I'm not in the field of like just filling in the blanks myself when I feel like I have to make up new logic for the story to make sense. That's what I'm getting at.
No,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I mean, it's Sonic's 30th. If there would any be a time to do it, it would have been now, and they didn't do it. So that's why I think they're never going to do it.
No, you don't have to remake a game to celebrate an anniversary.
I know, but Sonic is always about the big numbers. So usually, if any gaming franchise is about anniversaries, it's either Sonic or Pokemon. But usually it's Sonic.
See, for me, by the end of the day, whether if it's anniversary or not, well, if for an anniversary, there's no excuse. I just want a good Sonic game. Like a good modern Sonic game. I just want it to be fucking good.
Yeah, that's
all
the thing
that matters
too.
To me.
I would like Mania 2, but I want a good modern Sonic game. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, I like classic Sonic, you know, it's
too.
fun, but I want a good modern Sonic game again. And I actually liked Forces, but I want a good modern Sonic game again.
I forgot that they were playing Sonic Adventure 2 music during that Sonic Central. It kept making everyone think that something about that game's going to show up.
And there was did we address like the rumored remakes of SA1 and 2, but that got canceled?
No, we
did
haven't.
it on recording.
Yeah, like that was supposed to be a thing, but because like the rumor is like either they weren't impressed with how it turned out, or because of how bad Boom did, they were afraid and they decided to scale back with everything.
Okay, I hope I'm pretty sure the guy isn't watching. I was tipped off about that a couple years back, and if this is true, then that totally lines up now.
Yeah.
Like, if it is true, I mean, it makes too much sense for them to actually
I don't get
fucking
it though.
cancel that.
If you're afraid about Boom, I feel like that is the biggest safety net you could use. Uh-oh, Boom failed and sucked. We have to remake games that everyone loves.
Yeah.
How do you say no to that? How do you fuck that up?
I mean,
Do you also think that Sega also pays attention to Metacritic scores, and the latest re-releases of SA1 and SA2 were pretty bad because apparently like the ports were pretty shoddy.
Yeah, but that's a port. That's not the game's excuse. That's a port's excuse.
Yeah. So I guess that's what they were paying attention to and using that as a reference. And like, okay, maybe that's a bad idea. At
this point, and I feel like Sega should not even look at like critics and reviewers, even though they give copies. But at this point, Sonic,
I disagree. I feel like you have to listen to a point, not 100%, but to a point.
But I feel like they do it almost 90 to 100%.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Sonic has a huge franchise catering to people that like so many different games. But at the same time, you're making these games pretty much for Sonic fans at this point.
Yeah. And one positive people give to franchise is like, oh, it takes risk instead of playing it safe. But at the same time, is it really worth bragging if the risk it takes aren't really good?
Right.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I could be gambling all my money away, but if I'm losing all my money every single time I'm gambling, at that point, I'm just kind of an idiot.
It's not something to
Sonic's
brag
been
about. Well, at least I
gambling for
try
over
and lose
20
my
years.
fucking money, Like, like, man.
I don't know how that can be like something you boast about after 30 years and they still haven't picked a side.
Yeah. But Esau, thank you for recording this game for us.
I'm surprised no one else wanted to do it.
Jesus Christ, we went on for 40 minutes.
Who cares?
Yeah, we're talking about Sonic.
Well,
what do you expect?
after Big the Cat,
Only Sonic.
Surprised.
Only Sonic, because
Sonic
we're
is the
fucking
alpha
stupid Sonic
and
fans.
the Omega.
I mean,
fans.
once we do a Mario game, I'm sure we'll be doing the same thing.
Not this passionate though. It's that blue fucker that always
No.
does this.
You doubt me. And if we get Jova on board, especially, yeah.
I would leave. I would just bail out. I would jump out the window. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Deuces. Fuck that.
If it makes you feel better, we technically haven't doubled our time as the video length yet.
Yeah. But
We
anyway,
managed to do so with the others.
You'll have to put it in
what?
2 parts. The Sonic Adventure finale, and then the Sonic Adventure discussion.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We got to put
You know
during
what?
this.
That's perfectly fine. You know what? After we're done, I'll probably record Sonic Mania.
Okay. You do. You.
Yeah.
Go
do.
for it, buddy.
Alright.
I want to play Mania for the 7th time this year.
Yeah. Damn, this year. Wow.
Yeah.
In a row?
Yeah. Alright. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good eye.